Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisamthompson.com, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered how the most highly successful people think and get their results? Well, pay close attention, because in this video I'm going to share with you 10 mindsets of the highly successful people and how you can use those to grow your online business. But before we get into the training, just a couple of quick reminders. First, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do that by clicking on the subscribe button you see in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. I create content on almost a daily basis, and I don't want you to miss a thing. Secondly, stick with me until the end of this video, as I'm going to show you how you can become part of an exclusive mastermind group of top earners to learn their secrets and never ever have to worry about money again. So let's get into the top mindset tips and strategies of successful people. All right, the biggest challenge for most home business owners is to stay motivated and consistent when the business plateaus or it drops off. There's going to be times, all right, where things are going to be going great. And when they're going great, you've got new reps coming in every, almost weekly. You're rank advancing, people are in on your auto ship, you're growing a big team, you're getting leads on a daily basis, people are liking, commenting, sharing your posts, and then there are going to be times where everything drops off, all right? People are going to drop out of their auto ship. They're going to cancel their memberships. They're going to wind up, you might have a top leader leave your team and go off and do something else, okay? There are going to be times where your videos, your content, your social media status updates are not going to get as much engagement. So what do you do when the business plateaus or falls off? This is what the most successful people do. They understand that there's going to be peaks and valleys at whatever they are doing, and they adopt these 10 mindsets that really help them stay focused and keep going. The first is to drop the entitlement. So many people think that they're expected that when they join a business, okay, that they're going to have somebody holding their hand and helping them, or all of the work's going to be done for them. They don't have to do a thing. And the top earners and most successful people don't have that entitlement attitude. What they believe, and I love this quote by J.J. Watt, success isn't owned, it's leased, and the rent is due every day. The most successful people make a decision that they're going to do whatever it takes to be successful, and they're going to keep pushing forward even when the times get tough. They know that success stops with them. The buck stops with them, and it's up to them to be successful. Mindset number 2 is they drop the stress, okay? And I love this quote by Tony Robbins. Life happens not to me, but for me, okay? There are going to be times where it's going to be very, very stressful, all right, with your business. And just like I mentioned earlier, people are going to drop out of your auto ship. You might have a top leader leave. You could have your network marketing company go out of business or change their compensation plan. And you have some big attrition going on, okay? And when all of that happens, and usually when you have a plateau or you have these big things happen, it's really hard to, keep moving forward, staying focused, and you feel like you just want to throw in the towel and wonder, is it even worth it? Now, this is what the top successful people do to manage their stress. They know that being stressed out over this isn't going to serve them, nor is it going to serve the people that they're trying to make an impact on. So what they do is to drop the stress. They do some form of movement. They exercise every single day. They engage in some form of meditation. If you haven't read the book Miracle Morning, highly recommend that you do that. I do prayer as my form of meditation, and I do it every morning, and that really keeps my mind centered and focused. Mindset calls, okay? If your company has mindset training where you hear from top earners, a lot of them have some form of a mindset call. You will want to plug into that. Live events. Attending live events are very important, because what live events do is you are connected to other people who are looking to succeed as well. And when you're at a live event and you see people up on the stage who have overcome huge adversity and trials, and they wound up building the life of their dreams, you can look and say, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. Okay? And finally, being in a community with supportive people. That's where you want to be part of mastermind groups. And you want to make sure you stick with me until the end of this video, because I'll show you how you can be a part of an exclusive one that can really help you form your mindset into a top earner. Mindset number 3, stop being negative. This is one that I'll tell you, when you're on social media and you look all around on the news, on other parts of the internet, there is a lot of negativity going on. People are bashing over politics, religion, you name it, and when you go on the news, you never hear anything positive to begin with. So I suggest to people, stop listening to the news. You need to stand guard at the door of your mouth and your mind. And I love this quote. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. So what you're going to be, whatever you're listening to, your subconscious is absorbing. And what happens then is if you're around a lot of negative, you're going to be negative. So what I've started doing in my Facebook news feeds, if I see people who are being really negative and putting out status updates, I unfriend them. Okay, even I've had to unfriend some childhood friends and even family members because they are so negative. I don't need that. It's not that I can't eliminate the negative, but I'm replacing that negative with being positive. Because if I'm around negativity, it drags me down and I can't go out and make an impact. Okay, I've really cut down on going out for happy hours, because I have gone out to happy hours with friends or coworkers, and what they do is they do nothing but complain about the boss, or they complain about someone else, or they're gossiping. And when I would come back from going to one of those, I would just feel icky inside and I wouldn't want to do anything with my business. So I've stopped going, hanging out with people who are really bringing me down. You want to go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. Okay, you want to be around people who are going to lift you up, support you, encourage you. Because there's 2 types of people in the world. There are energy supporters, and then there are energy drainers. And if you're wanting to go out and build a successful online business, you want to be financially free, you want to live your dreams, you've got to watch what you are putting in your mind. You got to watch what you're speaking and who you're associating with. So one way to do that is you need to start listening to mindset audios or podcasts. I will go one step further. Don't listen to the news before you go to bed at night. You will find that you will sleep better. And and a lot of people are like, why are you so positive and happy? It's like, I'm not listening to the news anymore. Okay? And if people try to engage me with anything with news or politics, I say, you know what, that's great, but can we talk about something else? It's something that really doesn't interest me. And I'm pretty upfront with that. All right? And what I've also done here too is read personal development books. 2 things that I belong to, as I will have an Audible subscription, and I also have Kindle Unlimited on from Amazon. So I'm going in and I'm reading books. I'm downloading, personal development audiobooks. And what I've done is when I'm commuting, I don't put on talk radio. I don't listen to music. I turn that time, my commute time, into no extra time. Okay, I learned that from Tony Robbins. where I'm going to be learning how to, learning success principles. Okay, there are so many great ones out there that you can, get their books and read them, like from Brendan Burchard, Tony Robbins, Simon Sinek, Lewis Howes, just to name a few that can really help you grow your mindset. Mindset number 4, stop comparing themselves to others. They never get into compare-itis. I can't tell you how many times, and I have fallen prey to this, where you get into a business, all right, and you're going forward and you're making progress, and then someone, a fellow distributor joins your business, and all of a sudden they rank advance like crazy. They grow this huge team, they get all this recognition, go on stage, they're making tons of money. Or you have somebody on your team that just flies on by you, and you just sit there and go, and you're languishing, you're kind of frustrated, you can't move forward, you're not making any progress. And that was something that really bothered me. Now, here's the thing with that, and I love this quote: don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. So when you're online and you see people getting shout-outs for hitting big rank advancements, or they qualified for bonuses, to celebrate their success. Celebrate that success, because a lot of times when you see people having that amount of success, that's their highlight reel. You can't compare your highlight reel to someone else, to your blooper reel. I learned that from another top earner, Lisa Grossman, okay? So what you have to do is put the blinders on and focus on you being the better version of you than you were the day before. So when you do see people having success, be genuinely happy and say, you know what? I'm so happy and grateful that this person has achieved this level of success. I know they've been trying real hard, and they're showing me what's possible. Now, when you're looking at someone and you see that level of success, their highlight reel, you're not going to notice a lot of the challenges that they went through to get that success, okay? I have a really good friend of mine, all right, Lisa Torres, who was she started her network marketing business over 20 years ago in 1995. And for the first 18 years, she made a total of $18 to $20. Okay? And then she kept going. She had such a belief in her, what she was going to do, that all of a sudden she found everything clicked. That what she was learning over the last 18 years finally clicked. And she shot up to the top of the affiliate boards. We were in the same company together. She became a top earner, featured on stage, tons of recognition, and it's like she seemed like she came out of nowhere. And then when I met her at a live event and I heard her story, I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that she had that 18 years of struggle. And that just made my admiration and respect for her grow, okay? So don't always feel that, comparing yourself to somebody else, okay? Because there's always a story behind the story. Mindset number 5, successful people get it done, okay? And I love this quote here where it says there are 86,400 seconds in a day, but this means nothing to you if you don't know how to use it. Make it count. You see, the number one asset that top earners and most successful people value, it's not the money, it's time, okay? So what they do is they have the same hours as you, okay? But what they do is they write out their must tasks. What things do they need to get done? And they get it done. And they get it done if they only have an hour to build their business, they are focusing that. They pick that hour of the day that they're going to focus on it, and they work on it, okay? They also set activity goals for the week. Most people get emotionally invested in the result goals. Now, this was a big breakthrough for me, what I learned from top earner Ray Higdon. Ray Higdon taught activity goals versus result goals. Most people get so emotionally involved over the result goals where they have to recruit so many people, they want to make so much money and be on stage speaking by a certain time frame. And when that time frame, when they don't meet that result goal within the time frame that they wanted, they crumble like a cracker and quit. Because there's one thing we cannot control, and that is the speed of the result. So what Ray taught people to do, and this is what was the breakthrough for me, is setting activity goals for the week. What are the activities that I'm going to do this week that is going to get me those results? And so it would be, how many people am I going to reach out to a day for my, with my business? How many people am I going to talk to? How many people am I going to follow up with? What book am I going to read this week? What mindset trainings I'm going to listen to? What business skill I'm going to develop this week? And so when I've done that, and I work on writing out my activity goals, then at the end of the week, I celebrate the activities that I've done. Okay? We beat ourselves up too much for what we don't do and don't give ourselves enough credit for what we did accomplish. So Ray taught us, get up and do some celebratory move, do a dance, virtual high five, pat yourself on the back for a job well done. Because the longer you do these habits, all right, the activity goals, and you stay consistent, it's going to be where you're going to do it until. And you will get those results that you're looking for. It's not going to be a matter of if you get the results. It's going to be a matter of when. Mindset number 6, drop impatience. Okay, this is a big one, and I love this image here. Have you ever read that book 3 Feet from Gold? This is a great reminder of this. If you've never read that book, there was a group of people who wanted to go out, and they were going to be gold prospectors. And this is at the time when the gold rush was huge. They invested in all this equipment. And they were going to go, and they thought they were going to prospect at this one spot where they felt the gold was. And they kept digging and digging and digging and digging. They didn't get anything. And so they got frustrated, and they wound up selling whatever the equipment and that parcel of land that they thought that they had. They thought there was gold there, and it wasn't. And they gave it to somebody else, sold it to someone else. They went in, and they were just 3 feet away. If they would have just adjusted 3 feet, they would have hit the largest vein of gold. And that person who they sold it to became a multi-millionaire. And so that really resonated with me. So a lot of times when we're building a business, okay, we have a dream. And then we're going to have a struggle to see if we're going to keep going, we're going to keep pressing forward, okay? And so you can't give up. Even when it feels like you're seeing and hearing so many no's, people aren't liking, commenting in your posts. People are telling you no all the time. Your network marketing company goes out of business. People are dropping out of your auto ship. You have to have a vision that's going to keep pulling you forward, okay? And you keep working on that vision. Ray Higdon, I love bringing up this story because he was $1 million in debt and in personal foreclosure. And things were so bad that his girlfriend, now his wife right now, Jessica, was paying his utility bills. And he had a vision that he wanted to spoil her. He wanted to get out of debt, but he had a vision of 2 big visions that drove him. Number 1, he wanted to spoil his wife because she was sticking with him through thick and thin, and he wanted to pamper her and take care of her, take her on lavish trips, just to, he's just like the most romantic guy, and reminds me a lot of my husband. And Ray wanted to do everything and make Jessica the center of his life and give her everything she wanted. The second vision that he had for himself is, for him, he always dreamed that when he would go to bed at night, he would get some notification through email or social media of people thanking him for impacting their life in a positive way. Those were the two big visions that he had. And now he is a 7-figure earner. He teaches now. He and Jessica no longer actively build a network marketing business, but they're helping network marketers here. They're raising the bar and elevating the profession by teaching people how to go out and make an impact and really become professionals in the network marketing industry. And so he went through this. This is the perfect example of someone who really was frustrated, and he kept going, and he found his vein of gold. So just keep going until, and you have to have that important vision and mindset. Mindset number 7 is successful people. They stopped procrastinating. And this is a great trick that they use. And this was Jerry Seinfeld, how he became the top comedian. Okay, and his show, Seinfeld, was one of the top rated shows on NBC throughout the 90s. And what he had to do in the days he was struggling as a comic, he had to learn how to write better jokes. And in order to tell better jokes, he had to write jokes every single day, even when he didn't feel like it. So, and what he did, and this is the exact steps, it's called the Seinfeld method to breaking procrastination. Step 1, you want to figure out your goal. Okay, so maybe your goal is you're going to talk to 10 people a day about your business. So step number 2, you're going to set out the minimums for each goal. All right, so let's say your goal is, you want to rank advance. All right, you want to rank advance by a certain date. So step 2 would be setting minimums for each goal, meaning I'm going to talk to 10 people a day about my business. Step number 3, set boundaries and rules. So your boundary and rule will be, I will not go to bed until I've reached out to 10 people. I will not watch Netflix until I meet 10 people. Okay, I've talked to 10 people about my business. Step number 4, you find a big calendar, all right, and you print it out. And then step number 5, you cross out each day with a big fat X. So if you met your goal of talking to 10 people, you put a red X in that box. And what Jerry said was he didn't want to break the chain. So as long as he saw a visual of marking off what he was doing, that kept him going, and he kept writing. And that's how he went from being a struggling comedian to having the top rated show for like the whole decade of the 90s on NBC. Mindset number 8. Gratitude journal. Okay, this is where in the times when you're tough, you want to have a gratitude journal. You want to be grateful for the little things that you have in your life right now. So you buy a notebook and you write down a minimum of 10 things you're grateful for. And you start it with, I'm so happy and grateful I'm. All right, I'm so happy and grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm so happy and grateful I have a spouse who's supportive of my business. I'm so happy and grateful I have a job that pays the bills. I'm so happy and grateful that this business has afforded me to meet the most amazing people. I'm so happy and grateful I'm learning the skills to build a dream for my family. This quote by Tony Robbins on your screen here, trade your expectation for appreciation and the world changes instantly. Okay? You've got to remember there are people out there who have it worse than you. And when you have more gratitude, everything's going to shift because you're going to see more things to be grateful for. More abundance is going to flow to you so that you can be grateful for more things. Mindset number 9, adopt I can versus I can't. Again, I love Tony Robbins. It's not the lack of resources, it's your lack of resourcefulness that stops you. So a lot of people are like, well, I'm supposed to do Facebook Lives, but I can't. I don't have the equipment. Or I'm just not that beautiful. All right? I can't talk very well. Now, I have seen people who have done Facebook Lives and they don't have perfect speech. And they just show they're authentic, they're excited, they're passionate, and they've got people signing up with them. They've got people who are reaching out to them. They're getting so much engagement, okay? And what they weren't going to let a limiting belief hold them back, or the lack of resources, okay? I want you to adopt this phrase, I'll figure it out. So whenever you're facing a challenge, say, I'll figure it out, okay? And lastly, mindset number 10, drop the excuses. What you're going to find in your business is that for a lot of people, if they're not having success, they typically blame their upline, they will blame the compensation plan, they will blame the products, they will blame anything. But there's always one constant in all of it. And that's you. That's me. So you can sit there and point the fingers at all the things that your company's doing wrong. And you change companies. You go to another company and you still have the same things going on. I remember hearing from Amber Voigt. She's a 7-figure network marketer, earner in network marketing. And she said she failed in her first, I think it was 7 or 8 network marketing companies because she kept having excuses of why she wasn't doing very well. And it wasn't until she understood that, hey, there was one constant in all of the reasons I failed in my other network marketing companies, and that was me. I wasn't focusing on my mindset and understanding that maybe I've got to learn some different skills. If it is to be, it's up to me. And when she made that shift, that's when everything changed and she became a top earner with the next company she got involved with. So always remember, you got to drop the excuses. So if you're pointing the finger at someone else, there's always 3 pointing right back at you. Did you find this video helpful today? If you did, leave a comment and share. And as promised, here is the mastermind that the top earners belong to. It's called the Deep Abyss. And this is a mastermind done by top earner Diane Hockman. Diane had the privilege of being taught and personally mentored by the late, great Jim Rohn and a couple of other top influential marketers. And what she does, I've been a member of this Deep Abyss for we're coming up on 4-year anniversary here. And what this is we meet every 3rd Thursday of the month. And what we do during that, the Deep Abyss, it's a 2-hour mastermind where it's a call. And the first 30 to 40 minutes of the call, Diane does a training. Okay, she introduces a concept. And then after that, we have a discussion. And breakthroughs are made in these. And what's really wonderful is that you get to keep those recordings in your back office. You get access to everything, every single recording and mastermind discussion when you become a member of the Abyss. So there is, as of this recording right now, we're coming up on, I think there's 45 or 46 mindset audios you can get access to right now. To become a member of the Deep Abyss, all you have to go to is www.drisamthompson.com/abyss, and you will get all of the information there. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and make sure you tune in for another edition of Doc Daily. Take care, everybody.